One of the worst things that can happen to you while you're running ads is getting your account banned. It happens so often, but I'm gonna share with you 4 things that you can do to avoid getting banned while you're running ads. And the 4th one is the one that actually gets the most people banned. So you're definitely gonna stay tuned until the very end to find out that 4th tip. What's up everybody? Alvaro here from Alvaro Barrios Digital, and we are going into a busy season for a lot of companies, right? If you're in the school space, it's back to school season. If you are in the digital course creation membership space, a lot of people like to promote their courses August through October. If you are in the e-commerce space, November and December are just around the corner. So it's a very busy time period for so many companies. And so I want to make sure that you are prepared and that you don't get your ad account shut down during that process, because I've seen it happen to many people, and unfortunately they fall into some very common traps. And so today I'm going to give you 4 different pieces of advice that will help you avoid getting banned. All right, so number 1 is to avoid a bait and switch, meaning you're probably not doing this, but just in case, is you don't want to be talking about one thing on your ad, and then when they click on your link, they land on a completely different offer. So just as a simple example, let's say you are talking about realtors and how to become, a better realtor, that's something to get more clients. That's what your ad is talking about. People click on the link and they land on a page that is selling automobiles, right? So that is a bait and switch. You're talking about one thing on the ad, and then people get to the landing page and it's something completely different. So that's what I mean by the bait and switch. And Facebook will catch on to that and they will ban you, because you are tricking people into thinking they're getting to one thing, but they're actually getting into something else. And Facebook is very protective of the user experience. So make sure that you are not doing that either intentionally or accidentally. Always verify your links. You can do this accidentally. Maybe you just didn't realize you copied and pasted a link from some random spot, and that's what you ended up putting in your ads. So always double check everything before it goes live. All right, number 2 is don't show fake functionalities on your ad. So probably the most common and simple example of this is that, whenever you see a video on any platform, whether, it's YouTube or, whatever, Vimeo, anything like that, right? When a video isn't playing, right, you see the play button kind of hovering over the actual thumbnail of the video. And so, right, when you click on that, that's when the video starts playing. But if you do this with an image, for example, you have an image and it looks like it's a video and you have that play button, but it's just an image, and so people are clicking on it and it takes them to a landing page as opposed to starting a video, there you are portraying fake functionality, right? Because you're tricking people into clicking on your ad, like, hey, if you click on this play button, it's gonna show a video, but in actuality, you're taking people over to your landing page because it's just an image, and obviously images are clickable when it comes to Facebook and Instagram ads. So make sure you are not doing anything along those lines. All right, number 3 is that don't ask people to post their personal info in the comment section of the ad itself, right? So obviously we collect personal information all the time when it comes to the ads, name, email, phone number, whatever it might be, but that all happens, behind closed doors and in your secure CRM, right? But if you do something like, hey, post your email below and I will send you the details of my free guide, that is 100% against policy, because you are having people share their private information on what is essentially a public forum, and so therefore it's a breach of privacy, and Facebook is going to shut you down real quickly. So make sure you don't do anything like that. All right, and number 4, and like I said, this is the biggest one. It's the easiest one to mess up and overlook, and it's the one that causes most people's accounts to get banned, and that is making promises that you cannot keep. So there are some classic examples of this, and I'm gonna give probably the 2 most classic examples of this. One is when it comes to generating income, and the other is when it comes to losing weight. Obviously, these 2 things can apply to a lot of other industries, but these are just very common examples. So let's say you are in some sort of industry where you help people grow their businesses, their client base. Obviously, if that happens, they're going to generate more income. However, you cannot make that promise. So if you are saying in your ads, hey, make 10K in the next 30 days, Facebook sees that as a promise, where everyone who then goes through your program, they need to be guaranteed to get 10K over the next 30 days. Obviously, you cannot make that guarantee, even if you have a very high success rate. Therefore, Facebook is going to see that as a promise, and they're going to get you banned if you start saying anything like that. So a way around that is that you need to say other words or phrases that people still associate with generating more income, right? So it can be things like grow your business, scale your business, things like that, simply because that can actually imply a lot of different things, right? Grow your business, what does that actually mean? Well, it could mean more income. It could also mean hiring more people onto your team. It could also just mean getting more social media followers, whatever it might be. It's a little bit more of a vague term. Granted, most people will associate that with revenue, but like I said, it could be interpreted in many different ways. So therefore, Facebook can't dock you for that because it's a little bit more of a vague comment. And so think of it in terms of that. Now, when it comes to weight loss, it's the same thing, right? You cannot promise that you are going to have people lose weight during any type of time period, right? Even if it's only 5 pounds over the next 365 days, that's a promise. And if you can't keep that promise 100% of the time, then again, that is 100% against Facebook ad policy. So just like with the revenue example or income example, you need to think of other ways of saying the same thing without saying it directly. So for example, some things I've used in the past is slimming down, right? That could be interpreted in a couple of different ways. And another example would be, fewer notches on the belt, things like that, where, yes, people are going to mostly get what you're saying. You're implying weight loss, but you're not saying it directly. You're not making any promises. And so, Facebook will allow that kind of stuff. And obviously this can be applied to a lot of other spaces. I just gave 2 very specific examples of income and weight loss, but right, it can be all sorts of things, right? For example, like if you're in the real estate space, you can't promise that, hey, you're gonna own a home in the next 30 days or anything like that. You can have a program or a process that teaches people how to, get a home in the next 30 days, but just be very careful with the way that you phrase things, because again, this is the big one, and it's what gets most people's accounts banned. All right, there are the 4 things that you need to be looking out for to ensure that your account does not get banned while you are actively running ads. If you have any questions about any of those items, definitely let me know in the comments below. This is something that you should be asking questions for because you want to be 1000% sure you are being 100% compliant anytime you publish some ads. So feel free to ask me any questions. And also, if there's any other topics you'd like for me to cover, let me know in the comments as well, and I will make a video about that. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you next time.